The final word.
The final word.
The final word.
Okay. What's up?
No doubt.
We got them boys in the building, DMV. What's up with it, bro?
What up, what up, what up?
All right, man.
Final word.
We got Tuck in the building. How you doing, big bro?
What's up? I'm turned up, bro. You know, let's talk these running backs.
Yeah.
All we do.
Yeah. And then we got Big Bro Law.
What's good, fam? Let's go. The final
Shit.
word.
And the other big homie, Big Game, James.
James.
What's up, fellas? What's up? What's up?
Final word.
What's up?
What's up, man? So we bring
Let's get it,
y'all-
man.
Yeah, let's get it.
Talking to
dog.
running backs.
Talking about these running backs.
Talking about some replacements.
Ooh,
Let's get messy early. Let's get messy early.
man, it's gonna get messy.
Ooh.
We coming out the gate talking messy. Y'all get
Messy.
ready.
Messy.
Word.
Yeah.
We love you, Zeke, but it's time, dog.
Wait, not yet, big. Not yet. Not yet. It ain't time. It ain't time for the homie, bro. What y'all doing?
It's
Trying
time
to fire
for the
Zeke,
homie.
dog?
No, say it ain't so, fam. Say it ain't so.
What? Hey, Boys and Men made the
Final
song.
word.
We come
The
to
final
the
word.
end.
The final word.
The final.
Whoa.
Word.
Maybe. Oh, it
And
might
Dollar
be.
still can't let go.
Might be that time, dog. Might be.
Ooh, DMV said
There you
it
go,
too.
DMV.
What
There
is
you go,
going on?
DMV.
DMV said it too. It might be his time because DMV said it. Oh
DMV
man.
said it's a wrap.
Oh. So we got to kick it off with that. I can't wait to hear that. So yeah, that's the first thing. What's up? I see y'all coming in the building. Iceberg Queen Marcus. What's up? C, Mr. Day One, Texas. Yes, indeed. We see. Yeah,
It's about that time.
it's about that time.
Let them wait.
Yes, indeed. Well, let's get it.
The final word.
Let's get
The
it.
final word.
Let's go. Big Bird, I see you. What's up, Big Bro?
Bird be hitting with the fact. They call it.
Yeah,
Bird.
we see you, man. Yup, we back. Valentine's
final
Day
word.
took
The
the
final
men
word.
out.
The final word.
The final word.
Man, y'all should have known these
The
boys gonna do no final word
word.
on Valentine's Day, man. Y'all knew better,
He said
man.
Valentine's.
Valentine's Day, man. Y'all should have known better than that. We just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, Law was going in lover mode.
Yeah.
I was like 5 in the morning, boss. I ain't making it. Okay, dog. Okay, dog. Okay, dog.
The final word.
Boy, that boy Big was like, boss, I'm a beater. All right, let's get it. Appreciate the super chat, Mickey. Appreciate it. Yeah, we in the game. Ooh, let's go.
Maybe I just wanna run it up.
He said maybe I
Check us out.
Oh.
I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this.
That boy in the zone.
And with the 17th pick
And
of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft,
Man,
the Dallas Cowboys select
Song.
CeeDee Lamb.
let's go. Yeah.
Doing this, y'all. We been doing
Yeah. Let's go.
I will move down.
The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. We got to trade. We got to trade. We got to trade.
I said this the place to move.
We were just sitting here talking Justin Fields.
I said it.
Where's the glasses? Where's the glasses?
Go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone,
Like an end zone.
when the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go hard, go home, go.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say that this is probably a reach. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Have a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might fly on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go home.
All right, man.
Go home. I like that.
Man, so we got to be appropriate and welcome the homie. He couldn't make it last week. DMV, man, tell the people about yourself, man. Like we don't already know who you are.
Yeah, man, what's going on to everybody, man? DMV fanatic. Man, I've been around for a while. Watch all these guys. You know, thankful to be here, ready to talk some football. Let's get it, man.
Let's get it. All right, we always kick it off with Big. That's just appropriate. He the big brother. He the elder. He mean as hell, but he real as nah, that's my dog.
Elder.
He ain't the elder. Nah, when I say he the elder, he the big bro. He the big bro. All right, so we gonna go and kick it off because you was already talking spicy, as my boy Rome would say. And whoa.
Bye.
Wait. Bye. Bye.
Why? Why are we gonna keep doing that? That's not the Ezekiel. See that one right there? We don't have him no more. We don't have the Buckeye Zeke. We got the older Zeke. And it's time, fellas. How long we gonna do it? How long we gonna restructure Zeke? How long, man? We gonna restructure him until he's 35? It's over. It was great. I ain't dissing the man. Them first 4 years, was just ridiculous. Zeke has been a warrior, dog. But come on, dog. After a certain point in time, how long we gonna keep doing it? What are you gonna keep him for? Because blocking? That what we're gonna do? We're keeping him for short yardage? No, you're keeping him for. Oh, we got to keep Zeke because he blocks. We can't get another running back to block. Is that he's the only running back that can block it ever? No, man. It's time. Like the time is now. You already got Pollard. You saying you're gonna tag him. There's other running backs in the draft. You drafted him high, Ezekiel Elliott, and you were fine, right? You drafted him high. His rookie year, he did fine. When you drafted Tony Pollard as a rookie, you did fine. There's been plenty of running backs in the league that have come in as rookies and done fine. They haven't missed a beat with your team. So why do we have to sit there and feel like we got to be scary and say, oh, we got to keep Zeke. Oh, we got to keep Pollard. you got to eventually move on from this, and this is the player that I feel that you need to move on. This is the time you can save some money, you can finagle some money, you can make things work, and not sit there and be stubborn and say, oh, we're going to just restructure Zeke. What purpose is it for? Y'all tell me what Ezekiel is going to continue to keep on bringing, because everybody's acting like 1,000 yards is great. That's like 55 yards a game in like 17 games. That's like 55 yards a game. That's not a bar any longer. Okay, so is that what we're looking at? And Tony Pollard already surpassed him in that. So I'm asking you fellas, why are you keeping Ezekiel Elliott?
Green Bay Packers game. We win that game if you have Ezekiel Elliott. He brings the temperaments. He controls the clock. There was some record out there when Ezekiel.
You don't know we were winning that game if you had Ezekiel Elliott.
Indeed.
That was just
Indeed. You don't pass as much, and then you hold on to the ball more, and you establish the run and keep running it when you up with that lead. I think that Ezekiel Elliott, what you would miss is those 12 touchdowns. You would miss those
inside
12
the 10.
Inside the 10. When I seen Tony Pollard, when they get inside the 10, and he disappears a little bit. Maybe that's because of Kellen Moore. We don't know. It's the area of the unknown. So what I say is from here is that we heading into a year 2023 finally without Kellen Moore. If you look at Ezekiel Elliott's overall collective stats, it dropped in 2019, 2020, 2021, and of course 2022. Why? What happened? What changed? Well, the offensive coordinator changed. I think that it'd probably be good for us, Big Game James. I'm not disagreeing with you completely. It'd probably be good for us to move on from Ezekiel Elliott, but it also would be a hindrance if we don't find a replacement for him. I don't think that you head into the 2023 season. I don't think you head into that year with Tony Pollard, and let's say we draft a Gibbs or someone like that. Who's going to block for your quarterback?
Okay, Jay Tuck, we got to get you where you stand on it, big dog.
Well, I'll say this, man, because boss, early in the intro, you posted a clip of me talking about drafting Dak Prescott back in 2016. So I was at that draft out there in cold Chicago, and the Cowboys would have listened to me, we wouldn't be in this predicament, because the corner I want is still going strong right now. You know what I'm saying? But I understand what you're saying, Law, but the question I would ask you as a rebuttal, what happened in San Francisco, when Tony Pollard went down? That was the perfect game for Ezekiel Elliott to put us up out of there with the win, and they didn't even trust him to give him the rock. So it's been too many situations. I don't feel like you can lean on Zeke to get wins. Now, is he still, he can still run the ball, like Big Game James said, from the 10. He can get in the end zone, but we about to talk about a whole list of prospects that can get into the end zone. And I feel like what he and his agent are about to do, they about to go out to the Indy. They're going to poke their head around, and what they're going to find out, that value ain't as high as what they think it is. And so I think the real question is, will the Cowboys bring Zeke back? I don't know, y'all, because even if he was to take a low ball offer, which I don't think he will, I just don't see the value. We can get that value elsewhere. I know it's going to hurt, but you talking to a fan base who's lost Dez Bryant. Hell, we lost Amari Cooper last year. It just is what it is. And the last thing that we need is Zeke being that old man Jason Witten, just kind of being in the way and stunting the growth of some of these young prospects like Malik Davis. So me personally, I'm moving on, unfortunately, from Ezekiel Elliott. Love the man, his jersey right back there on my wall. But hey, man, not defeated.
We got Jay Tuck. Real quick, we got Rome in the building, and Amp Sports in the building, and Keystone in the building. I always want to recognize the other, content creators that's in the building, man. What's up, fellas? Glad y'all in here. We go highlight you guys because y'all bring that thunder. And then that boy Rome said, facts, Zeke. He said, facts, Tuck. Zeke disappeared in San Francisco. DMV. Oh, go ahead.
Well, hold on. Let me just say this one quick rebuttal to that.
Because y'all the fight.
Look. Zeke didn't call 2nd and 2 go empty. Even though Ezekiel Elliott was averaging 2 yards per rush, I think he would have been able to get that first down, by the way. But
you're guessing again, Law.
Yeah, 2nd and 2 going empty.
You're guessing again. You're guessing again, Law.
Here's what I'm saying right here, ladies and gentlemen. we had this storyline before with DeMarco Murray when he left, and they were saying that there was a lot of meat on the bone. And then week 2 of the NFL season, we had one of the better defenses heading into 2015. We never replaced him, and we depended on Joseph Randle, the guy that was still in cologne and draws. And
Darren McFadden ran for 1,000 yards that year. Darren McFadden.
He had 1,000 yards.
Darren McFadden.
But Darren McFadden didn't play in the second quarter. I mean, the second game. Darren McFadden didn't play in the second game.
Darren McFadden the point though, Law.
And he dropped back. And he dropped back, and then there was a casualty to your quarterback. I'm just saying that even though we got to make sure
Ezekiel Elliott just for blocking. That's what you're just proving my point. You just said
no. What I'm saying is
the quarterback.
What I'm saying is that you got to make sure that whoever you bring in know how to block, especially when somebody's shooting through the A or B
that's
gap.
what you got to do. That's why you take your scouting team. You don't keep a running back that's not going to be productive on your team any longer. We've already seen it. Like I said, people are like, he got 800-something yards. Man, dog, that's not a lot of yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not the guy
Ezekiel
anymore.
Elliott watch? Was Ezekiel Elliott watched this year up until the Detroit Lions game? Yes or no?
We're talking about value.
That's my point.
We're talking about
he was explosive. He had over 17 yards. He had over 17 plus carry.
Ezekiel Elliott is not explosive any longer.
They keep fighting DMV. You got to cut him off.
Up in there, DMV. You got to just come in there.
He was explosive all the way up into the Detroit Lions game. That's what I wanted to say. But go ahead.
They gonna keep fighting. Trust me, this fight ain't gonna stop.
But that's kind of the double-edged sword to it, right? So up until the Lions game, you saw Zeke, and it was like, Zeke looks quicker, he looks shifty. Same thing happened last year until he got hit. I don't know if that body can take a whole season of pounding anymore. And at this point, man, you got fresh legs on the roster. You got a guy like Malik Davis, who you got an opportunity to see these guys side by side in that Tennessee game, and the fresh legs looked a lot better in that game. So here's how I feel about it, man. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott or his agents should feel comfortable right now. The reason you shouldn't feel comfortable is how Tuck said, look at the free agents, look at the market out there right now. And you got to ask yourself as the Cowboys, are we trying to pay him? What will we owe him now? What's the cap hit? About $16 million or something like that this year? If you look out there right now, it's not worth keeping him. And you're talking to the biggest Ezekiel Elliott fan that there is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got his jersey. Hell, I done grew my hair and got this damn headband. I'm a big ass Zeke fan, but I know how. But I know how the game goes, bro. Like, running backs, you got to keep them coming in. You got to keep them fresh. That's just how the game is. And at this point, right now, I'm not saying you cut him tomorrow, but you're looking to replace him right now. And if you can't, we're talking about something completely different. But we got a plethora of backs to talk about. And I think that there's actually some guys here that'll make you think about possibly not tagging TP. You might just say, let him both go.
There. So, let me ask you this, Law. What's the price tag you keeping Zeke at? Because right now he's what, 16 this year, 14 next year. What's the price tag?
We will have to see what they are willing to cut down to. Now, as far as the cut,
I ain't leaving that up to Zeke, bro. I can't leave it up to him. Like, what you willing to cut down for?
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Bro,
like, if he works being on those roster for, let's say, $6 million, and you tag Tony Pollard for 10, does that make sense? To y'all?
I mean,
no,
I would stay far away from tagging though. I'll still stay far away from tagging. Go ahead.
Pollard tag. They gonna tag Pollard.
So I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I got Law back on this.
Okay.
Realize.
You ain't by yourself, Law. Law, you not by yourself, dog. You felt like you was by yourself. You ain't by yourself.
Touch your neighbor. Touch your neighbor.
I just want to hear everybody out. I want to hear everybody out. But I would, and let me tell y'all where I'm coming from, because I'm coming just a little bit different. I'm coming from a standpoint of as much as possible, I would want them to try to keep the roster together, right? And do as much as possible to build on top of what they already got. You know what I'm saying? Now, that also, and I agree with DMV, you can't look at the free agent market and the draft market if you Zeke and then try to ask for a lot. You're going to have to kind of come your expectations. So if they can work it out, I would want them to, but at the same time, I don't think it's gonna be possible because they gonna have to offer him something probably insultingly low, and just pride alone gonna make him likely say no. But if they could work it out, I would want them to work it out.
And also, boss, turning that factor, right? Because Zeke got over on the first time, so they go. You know how Stephen Jones is. They pay.
He gonna get his revenge.
He gonna get his revenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know, so it's gonna be like $1 million offer or something like something.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be horrible.
And I just don't think that Zeke and his agent Rocky gonna go for that, bro. I just don't. He don't want to be in Dallas that bad. He wants to stay in Dallas, but not that bad. Where he's gonna take a disrespectful offer, and I feel like in order for the Cowboys to really make him an offer that makes sense, especially with Tony Pollard, it's gonna have to be remotely disrespectful. So I don't see it happening. To be honest.
Who's been a better player post their first contract, Ezekiel Elliott or DeMarcus Lawrence?
Zeke.
Post their contract because he got two of
post
them.
Their first contract, yeah.
Oh, first contract.
Post first contract.
Zeke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
Zeke.
Yeah.
So how in the hell Law got an extension? Go ahead, somebody else.
Oh, okay. Talk that talk, Law. I'm with you.
It's different positions though, bro. Like it's different positions.
You have an edge rusher, and also
edge rusher is the most valuable position in the land of football, right? Edge rusher is one of the most valuable positions in the land of football.
Law don't lay down easy at all.
Yeah. But that's why they kept D-Law, right? Because also they moved the money around last summer, but like I said, off the production that D-Law put up this past season, it paid off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel like with Zeke, you really is getting the payoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like if you would have probably gave Malik Davis some same touches with Ezekiel Elliott, you probably got the same production.
Yeah, this is gonna be something. This is gonna be good.
This is gonna be fun. So listen, as y'all can see, this is not an easy debate. We got smart people on totally different sides of this thing. Like, cause Law smart, Tuck smart, DMV smart, James smart. I'm alright. I'm okay. But but you can see this is a hard dilemma because also you got the factor of leadership. So what we here today to do, and we gonna do this. That's why we had to start with that debate first. I ain't gonna say who won because I feel like Law won. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Law won. but
y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I knew something was wrong because I was like, what big at?
Because I was trying to jump into this. I was mad as hell because I wanted to get you. I wanted to get Boss. I wanted to get Law.
Where you at, dog? What you gotta say, dog?
I know,
come on, Law. Like that. Law. I just want to tell you, Law, just stop. Okay, first of all, just stop it, Law. Just stop. Yeah. Just let it go. What's that Michael Jordan gift? Stop it. Get some help. That's what you need to do right now. Stop it. Get some help. Let it go. And then, because even Boss. And then here's the thing: when you were talking about the market. What kind of market is Ezekiel Elliott gonna have? Let's keep it real. Who gonna pick up Ezekiel Elliott? Let's keep it real. When you got the backs that they're out there right now, like the Miles Sanders and those type of guys, they're going first before Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody else sees Ezekiel Elliott as well. They don't fear him like they used to. And every year he's been in the league, his numbers have went down every single year. He also has the most carries of any running back since he's entered the league. How are we going to think that Ezekiel Elliott is going to all of a sudden going to turn up with this new regime? Now Mike McCarthy's here. I hear what you're saying, Boss, but I'm not wanting to see Zeke. Oh, let's hold on to Zeke. Will we keep on talking about hold on to players? Haven't we keep talking about that for so long in Dallas that we hold on to players? We get emotional. Tyron Smith. We want to keep holding on and holding on and holding on until there ain't no value. And then what? Then we missed out on something. Save this daggone money. You just seen all the running backs. There's plenty of running backs in this draft. that can help your team right now. There's big backs, there's small backs, there's speed backs, there's everything that you want. So why are we going to sit there and wonder, oh, let's keep Ezekiel Elliott for blocking or short yardage? That don't even make sense anymore.
Oh, hell no.
Damn, Big, I gotta go at you, dog. Man,
Get him, man. Get him.
Man, I gotta go at the homie, bro. And you my homie. But see, this is the deal, bro. And I'm sick of this, bro. I'm so sick of this. Let's have a real conversation about the ungratefulness of the Cowboy fans when these players. No, hear me out. When these players play through injuries. See, I said this today at the barbershop. I said this today at the barbershop. If you're a Dallas Cowboy, don't you ever in your life play through injuries. Don't do it. Because people like Big Game James, DMV, and Jay Tuck, they ain't gonna appreciate nothing. It's gonna only be me and Law that got the good sense to recognize that this man had to play through a major knee injury, and y'all ain't even factoring that in. I'm sick of it.
Oh, it's definitely factored in, bro.
Did not tell you at the second half of the season? Oh, Tony Pollard playing. This is the healthiest I ever been going into the playoffs. This is the healthiest I ever been. What are we talking about injuries?
I need to recruit Okoye.
Good idea, because I'm sick of this, Law.
You can recruit Okoye all you want, and he gonna get it too.
Y'all want to do things the Patriots way, but got emotional ties to players.
Oh, it's emotion. It's emotion.
It is emotion. It is emotion.
It can't just be that we think he gonna get better when he's healthier.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Okay, he did get better when he was healthier. Big, you're not even telling the truth on that. He did.
Okay, he did. Okay, but what? Okay, so here's the
last 2 years he faded, bro. The last 2 years, bro.
Hold up. When Tony Pollard, just like Tuck said, when Tony Pollard went down, did our offense all of a sudden get explosive with Ezekiel Elliott, or did it slow down?
They were scared to even go.
I'm waiting.
What's your question? Because I was just looking at the chat. They saying we won, Law, so we might as well change the subject.
Yeah. That's because they emotional too.
We won. Y'all are emotional. Y'all got emotions.
I like
nothing but emotions.
I like how DMV come in talking that noise. I love it. DMV like he's right at home. He's right at home. He kicked his feet up.
$25 at the running back position. $25 million. Everybody want to talk about Dak's money. Let's talk about 21's money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's
21.
21.
Can you give me
21?
Love him, man. I'm going to miss the Zeke chant at the stadium, bro. But it's to the point. It's not a threat.
He might not miss it though, Tuck. He might not miss it though. They might be able to cut him. He might be able to get some rest, and you might be able to bring him back later. My thing is him through 8 games. If I can get him for 8 games, he chill out, go to Cabo or whatever, then we in the playoff run, and we need a running back.
Hey, y'all.
Give me Zeke.
Hey, y'all. Can y'all hear Okoye?
You really want him in the playoffs.
There it is. There you go, Law is dirty. He brought in reinforcements. Law done brought in Okoye for reinforcements. I love it.
You can only hear me, but you can't hear them, so that's okay. They can hear you.
Hey, that's my dog, but he don't matter.
Fit your mind on why the Cowboys should keep Ezekiel.
We already heard it.
Well, number one, when you look at the fact that we just got Schottenheimer knows how to run the ball. That's number one. Him and Mike Solari, I think, are going to revive Zeke to a point where we probably can get maybe 2 more years out of him, especially if he's willing to take a deal where it's team friendly. I don't think he stays here, obviously, under the current contract that he's on. I will agree with the fans on that. Because if you're coming from a fiscal standpoint, I'm not going to argue with anybody who's saying like Zeke makes too much money. Okay, when we got Tony Pollard, we got to pay and so on. I understand that dynamic. But when it's coming from just a play standpoint, I've been looking at the film. I'm going to release it. I'm in Colombia right now, but when I get back home, I'm going to release the film on Zeke Elliott on the last 2 seasons prior to his injury. Zeke's been running fine until he bangs that knee up. He does it. But,
did you just see what you just said, Okoye? He running fine until he gets hit.
After that game, he started to decline in his run stats. But he was still running pretty well because I remember in the Giants game on Thanksgiving, he had a great game. And that was after he banged his knee up once again. And I'm not saying that, Zeke isn't hurting himself each season. If you want to argue that, you can. But so is any other running back who, runs the way he does. Derrick Henry gets hurt, other guys get hurt, and they don't try to get rid of the guy. They just say he's hurt, and he gets hurt that season. That is what it is. So if it's from a play standpoint, I still think Zeke has something left in the tank for sure. And I think what he's already put on wax lends him the right to feel secure here in Dallas until he chooses to go, as long as he's cool with the contract that we're going to give him. But with the way Schottenheimer and those guys are going to use him, there's no way you can tell me that Zeke has nothing left. And when people are saying that, it shows that they either aren't really paying attention, or they probably just never really banged with him like that in the first place. Because, it was the same. It was the same argument. Right. It was the same argument we had when.
Talk that talk, Okoye.
One thing before you start up, when you look at the decline, like I always pay attention to patterns, man. We saw the ascension of Dak Prescott when Kellen Moore took over the helm, right?
Right.
And we saw the decline immediately in Zeke Elliott's numbers. Not only in his numbers in regards to his total yardage, but mainly his numbers in regards to the amount of carries that he gets. Because if he's getting the amount of carries that he usually gets, like even this season he missed 2 games, he still had 876 or something like that. But he was getting the amount of carries that he usually gets, like Derrick Henry and those guys are getting 300 plus carries. He's still 1,000-yard every season running back if we were looking at it that way. So a guy getting 12 touchdowns and 876 yards on part-time duty, I'm not mad at that. I wasn't mad when Mark Ingram did it with the Saints, and I'm not mad when Zeke's doing it for us. And I feel like a guy that doesn't sit down is good for a guy like Schottenheimer. When you look at his history with guys like LaDainian Tomlinson, with guys like Carson, he ran Carson into a short career because Carson wasn't as durable. And I don't want him doing that with a young guy that you bring in here who you really don't know yet, or a Tony Pollard who we already know we don't want to get full-term carries because he's already showing signs of those wheels being fragile. You know what I mean? So I want to protect Tony as much as possible. And I think the best way to do that right this second is Zeke Elliott.
Right,
man.
Hey, when
we win.
We're gonna have an emergency.
They can't. You can't hear them. We're gonna have an emergency. And that stuff that he just said at the end.
Phone a friend.
Boss,
phone a friend. Let me ask this one question.
Bring you on the panel.
Let me ask one question.
What did he do against San Francisco?
Oh, I'm with it, man. I'll be back. I land tomorrow at midnight.
What did he do in San Francisco?
Load up your clip, man. Appreciate you, Okoye.
Let me ask you.
Y'all get that boy Okoye in the head, man. Y'all clap it up for Okoye. Clap it up.
Appreciate you all. You too, man.
Hold on. Appreciate you, Okoye.
Hey, boy, J Tuck want to fight. You can't fight right now, dog. The fight is over. We won, bro.
You didn't win.
No, you didn't, bro.
He said Zeke needs about 20 carries a game, and then we gonna tap Tony Pollard for 10
and that ain't even gonna work. That don't even make no sense what he said.
Bro, we get hurt with the 8 carries he getting now.
Every time he gets carries,
what's our record?
Okay.
Zeke's still good.
He ain't doing no 25. Oh my God, you just in La La Land. You in delusional land, Law. You are delusional. You are delusional. Okoye, you my dog. You are delusional too. You delusional too, Okoye.
Pause.
I'll be on Boston Law's side if we keep Zeke, but we get rid of Pollard. They both cannot coexist.
Ooh. I like it. See, J Tuck, you a dog.
It's too much money, bro.
You
too much
dog.
money.
I'm not getting rid of no Pollard and keeping Zeke. Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. So if we gonna keep Zeke and I'm gonna be on Law's side, I'm gonna get rid of Pollard and we're gonna talk about some of these prospects. But I'm not paying Zeke.
Bad our running game falls off.
Hey,
right.
Hey, I want a 3-headed monster, bro. I want a 3-headed monster personally. That's how I feel about it.
You can have, if tag Pollard, keep Malik Davis, and get you a dog running back. There's your 3-head.
I love it.
Thank you. That's where I'm at.
I love all of it.
All right, so listen, we got to get into this draft content. I didn't know he was.
Yeah, yeah.
I had no idea that y'all was gonna go crazy like that. But that was quality.
That's another show.
That's loved it. Show in the it was. I wasn't expecting that.
Hey,
I was not
maybe we'll do that
won.
on Tuesday night.
Look, we
will do that.
Yeah, we need to do that. We will run the final word back. But hey, listen, this is a dope final word. And then also y'all clap it up for the new additions to the final word. They holding their own. And I like how DMV came in slapping. He didn't hold back at all. He didn't even wait. I'm like, damn, DMV, can we get to know you a little bit better, dog? All right, here we go. All right, let's start it off with the homie DMV. So DMV got an early wish list. All right, so let's go through it. All right. So on the wish list, we starting with the hold on. Let me get this more legible. Y'all be patient with me. Give me 1 second.
Building the plane while it's in the air.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to build a plane. Well, we'll just kind of rock with it here. I ain't got time. All right, here we go. So hopefully, there, y'all can see that. So his draft prospects first. Oh, that should be free agents. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. But that should be free agents. But he said Tony Pollard, Samaje Perine, Latavius Murray, and Jeff Wilson, Kanye Drake. This should be your drafts. I got that backwards. I'm sorry. But then you put Gibbs as your top running back, Bijan Robinson, Eric Gray, and then Taji Spears and Devon Achane. All right, so let's get your thoughts on that, and then we'll just kind of talk through it real quick. So, kind of, what's your thoughts on your list and kind of creating your wish list for Christmas in this offseason?
Yeah, so man, look, if we gonna go West Coast, we need to go West Coast all the way. Get guys that can catch the ball out of the backfield, make guys miss in space. If you guys watched the Super Bowl, man, the Kansas City Chiefs, they did an excellent job with both backs, using two-back system, and both guys could hurt you either way. You know what I'm saying? It was running the football or outside of the backfield. You look at Philadelphia, they were able to, get guys in space and make guys miss. That's kind of what I'm looking for in a back here. I believe all of these guys on this list can do those type of things. You know what I'm saying? For me, I had Gibbs a little bit above Bijan, simply because I love his footwork. I love the way that he's able to, kind of press the line of scrimmage, and like I vision and just the big home run playability. Like I feel like with Gibbs, if you were to get Gibbs, he kind of adds you a little bit both of what Zeke does well and what Pollard does. You might be able to get rid of both if you get him. My comp with him is to me, a lot of guys say Kamara. I see Dalvin Cook in him. You know what I'm saying? Guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield. We're going to jump into some of the other guys, but I like Eric Gray out of Oklahoma. Love the way he presses the line of scrimmage, man. He makes guys miss like crazy in space. He wasn't very good at Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't as good. He looked a little vanilla. But, sometimes you get a change of scenery, and that kind of changes who the player is. And I think that Eric Gray, if you guys get into the film a little bit, you'll see that he's a pretty good guy. Tyjae Spears out of Tulane. Tape speaks for itself, man. We'll probably talk about it a little bit later. And I'm going to let Tuck talk about his guy A-Chain, because I already know he got some stuff lined up. But
he mine too now. He ain't just his.
Tuck. It's on you now, big dog. We got your Tuck. We got J Tuck wish list. We got J Tuck wish list right here. And so he also got Gibbs. Is this in order, Tuck? Is this in order?
Yeah, kind of, yeah, because, I got an order.
Okay, so, yeah. And then listen, y'all, I want to say something real quick about these orders. Don't hold this over none of our head right now. Right. Because this list is before the combine, it's before pro days. It's still a lot more stuff we waiting on to really confirm my list. So don't come at Tuck like, you said Gibbs was first. He can change this list. That's why it's called an early wish list. All right, so I just wanted to be clear on that. All right, let me get my big old head out the way.
I got Bijan on the list, but I just think he's not going to be there at 26. So I kind of got him in a class of his own, right? But Gibbs, I agree with DMV, and honestly, I like that comp of Dalvin Cook. He kind of gives me that feel. Y'all know I'm a Florida State fan, but he can grab the ball in the backfield, got great wide receiving skills. He's probably one of the most complete backs outside of Bijan in this year's draft. So he do power, speed, and he's still young. He's only 21 years old. Now, I know that Law and Boss want them old running backs, right? But
That's just a shade. That's a shade. That's a good shade.
Wait, hold on. Was that a shot? Was that
a shot?
I think he took a shot.
I love the shot. Thank you.
Yeah, they like a little old.
Shame.
But the second prospect is Devon A-Chain, man. I could call him A-Train out of Texas A&M. He's one of those smaller scat backs, man. But when you watch him play, he's probably going to be the fastest player in this year's draft out of all the prospects. We talked a lot about Jalen Hyatt last Thursday. He is going to be faster than Jalen Hyatt. This is track speed, Olympic track speed. Broke all sorts of records at Texas A&M for track, man. But the one thing I liked about him when I watched this film and I broke down his film on my channel was, even though he has the speed, he has a lot of patience at the line of scrimmage, and he really gets behind his blockers. He has reliable hands. He keeps his feet moving, and he's very sleek in the hole. Like, he can cut through the hole, keeps his feet moving, and he also gets rid of that inside foot. So sometimes when he cuts, it's really hard to get your hands on him because he has very fluid hips, man. It's like a human joystick. Also can help in the kick return game. He had like a 97-yard kick return versus Alabama. So he can do a lot of things. And like DMV said, in this new West Coast approach, when it comes to Mike McCarthy's offense and his philosophy, we want to get guys that can create in space and also catch and run guys. And I feel like A-Chain can definitely be that guy. So if he's sitting there, in the second round, he could definitely be a steal. He's one of my favorite prospects at the running back position for this year's class.
I wanted you to also break down Kendre.
Okay, yeah. So Kendre Miller out of TCU, I got the chance to watch him a few times in person when he played versus KU, and also in the Big 12 championship game. And he's kind of your workhorse back, right? So he can do a lot of things. He's not as explosive as Gibbs or Bijan, right? But he can take on the punishment, has good size, good speed, and good balance. He's more your north-south runner. He's not really going to be your lateral guy, so he's in the trenches, right? So if y'all want that tough running back to get that extra yard, the extra 2 yards, get those touchdowns while you're in the 10-yard line, Keandre can definitely add that to him, to any offense. And also, even though like he wasn't really utilized in TCU's passing offense, he's going to be more your check down type of running back, but he has good hands, reliable hands. And like I said, once again, when it comes to this West Coast offense, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for those quick check downs in the flat, and he can definitely take advantage of it and make players miss in space. So I would definitely like Kendre Miller, running back out of TCU.
All right, and going back to your list, Tuck. Let's kind of keep going through it. So you also got Tyjae Spears from Tulane, and you got a film breakdown on him. And all of this, I want y'all to know, is also on his channel. All right, this is why you got to support everybody here: DMV, Boss, Big Game James, Law Nation, obviously J Tuck. Right, can support all the channels because you can see all the work that's going into, really putting our eyes on these guys. So did you sent me the tape on Spears, right?
I didn't send it on Spears. I didn't chop it fully.
It's cool. Let me keep going.
I think I sent you Deuce. Deuce Vaughn was going to be up.
Let's do Deuce. All right, we got Deuce. All right.
Yeah, so Deuce Vaughn out of K-State, man. Deuce, right? So I watched him in person as well, versus KU and also TCU. Good inside, outside runner, very decisiveness when it comes to his cuts, man. He can cut on a dime, and that's the one thing that I really like. He can really plant and go, has acceleration, and the one thing I also like, once again, when you're talking about the West Coast offense, he can pretty much run routes like a wide receiver. So, I mean, it might sound crazy, but kind of a comparable comp, it would be kind of like Tony Pollard, how he was coming out of Memphis. So he can do a lot of things. And he also finishes with a lot of pop when he runs. Even though he's a smaller guy, right, he'll put his head down, you know what I'm saying, and get the extra yards. So he's not afraid to get dirty. He plays with a lot of competitiveness. And the one thing we have to also keep an eye on, his dad is a scout. His dad, Chris Vaughn, is a scout for the Dallas Cowboys as well. So there might be some ties. So if he's kind of sitting there, maybe end of day 2, day 3, possibly, he can definitely add a lot of value to this Dallas Cowboys backfield. So that's Deuce Vaughn out of Kansas State, one of my favorite prospects I got to scout this year.
Ooh, see, I think y'all getting ready to lose even more. Coach Marv is in the building. He's siding with me in law. He said, if we going to give,
I love Coach Marv, but that don't matter.
Hold on.
I love Coach Marv. That don't matter what he's saying.
Wait.
I love Coach. I love Coach.
Hey, and if y'all forgive us, it's a little lag in the stream. It's on me.
Murphy Law.
I'm gonna fix this on the next stream. I know exactly what's going on, so y'all just fight through it. But anyway, Coach Marv said this big, so I think it's time for you to apologize, big homie. He said, if we going to give running backs a big role in this new offense, experience has to be looked at.
Sorry, I'm not apologizing. I love Coach. I'm not apologizing.
Because I'm gonna ask a question. I'll ask a question to Coach.
Okay.
In the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Who was the best running back? Who was the best running back in the Super Bowl?
That was
seventh rounder.
Kansas City.
That seventh
rounder. It was Pacheco.
Seventh rounder too.
It was Pacheco.
He did
Wasn't it seventh rounder?
Pacheco.
How much experience he have?
Rookie, seventh rounder.
I mean,
he got
seventh rounder.
Wait, DMV say, man, DMV. DMV coming here with the shotgun. Goddamn. DMV. Say,
yeah, man. Look,
can you take it?
I got to call it.
Coach older than you, man. Can you show some respect, DMV? God dog, man. DMV. You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell no!
God dog, man. That dude coming there slapping Coach. Man, what's going on? Hold on. Oh,
is Tuck talking?
Man, that's that lag. That's that lag.
Chinese talk, baby. Listen. Chinese talk, baby.
Whatever he's saying, he already said it. Okay. Whatever he said it a long time ago.
Yeah, you tripping? Like, must say something?
No, he said. No, that's that lag, bro. I'm trying to play it off. I'm doing a pretty good job too. Y'all ain't even noticed it till right there. That's I'm playing it off perfect. All right, let's go back to this so we can't see that lag. All right, here we go. All right, that's why I said it's a lag. Y'all be patient, y'all. We gonna get through it. Now, he got some good stuff on this free agency. We can talk about this a little bit. Kareem Hunt, Jamal Williams, Dante Freeman, Jeff Wilson, and David Montgomery. Man, clap it up.
That's a good list.
That is a good list. Clap it up for Chuck. So, and Lau, can you, because Lau, we ain't heard from you in a while, man. We've been talking a lot. I don't know if they made you mad.
I'm in my feelings, man. I'm hurt.
Okay. No, matter of fact, we gonna let Tuck go ahead and own his list and educate us on his thoughts on his wish list. And remember, don't hold this over his head because this is an early wish list. I'm gonna keep saying that because I already know how people are. Tuck, you said on February 16th. Listen, y'all, this is early. Go ahead, Tuck.
Tuck, you like Tajee Spears on the 2-lane? Yeah, so when it comes to free agents, the free agents, man, Kareem Hunt, we all know what Kareem Hunt's able to do. You know, he's kind of been the child that got left out of all the fun here in Kansas City once he got sent to Cleveland. But I feel like he's still one of those backs that can get those tough yardage in between the tackles, put his nose down, and get those tough yards. I like Kareem Hunt. Jamal Williams, a guy that we saw in Detroit and face, explosive, has a lot of upside. So there's a lot of running backs. Deontay Foreman, I think I typed that wrong, but out of Carolina, he had like 980 something yards this past season in Carolina, kind of when Christian McCaffrey moved on. So I'm looking for veteran guys like Coach Marv kind of wanted, right? Guys like Jeff Wilson and also David Montgomery that you can come in and maybe supplement if you were to move on from 21. I feel like these are a few guys, and you probably do it for a lot cheaper. And the expectations wouldn't be as high as versus having Ezekiel Elliott getting 10 carries a game or 8 carries a game you could probably do that with a Jeff Wilson and be perfectly fine with it as they spell Tony Pollard. So that's kind of my free agents. But if I had to lean, I'm leaning more towards these draft prospects over the free agents that's in this year's.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, man. Y'all clap it up for Tuck. He killed it. Now we got Big Game James. Let's look at your list, dog.
Wait a minute.
It's Sean Tucker. Devon Aiken. And no free agents.
No free agents.
That boy don't want no free agents. He only want a draft.
No, it ain't that. No, it ain't even that.
What are you thinking, dog?
Let me talk to you. Okay, let me tell you what I'm thinking.
All right.
I'm thinking the Cowboys way. Okay,
y'all
thinking the Cowboys way. So I'm gonna think the Cowboys way. As soon as they threw it out there that we tagging folks, why should I even talk about a free agent now? Because when Dallas shows their hand, you can womp all you want. Womp it again. You should have womp your answers. You should womp yourself. But anyway, as I was saying, when Dallas shows their hand about franchising somebody, they do it.
Yeah.
So that should already tell me they're going to already keep Pollard. So why am I going to throw all kind of free agents? Now, I do like Tuck's list as far as Kareem Hunt. I think if you let an Ezekiel Elliott go and bring a Kareem Hunt in, I feel good about that because Kareem Hunt is younger. He doesn't have that much tread on his tires, and he already did a backup role with your boy who was already the starter there at Cleveland, who's the dog. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about. But if we're talking about our running backs, Sean Tucker, here we go. 5'10", 205. The thing I like
Baby
about
Emmett.
him,
I love him.
Don't it? And he's got that. You know, Emmett didn't have that long speed, but he had that burst.
Yeah.
And he had that. And that's the thing, when you watch Sean Tucker play, he has that burst. And his sophomore season, he had the most yards ever as a sophomore in Syracuse history. 1,400 yards as a true sophomore. He's got burst. He doesn't have long speed. You should see his legs. His legs are like tree trunks. You feel me? You bounce off of him. And I just like the way he moves. He keeps his head down. He doesn't really offer you too much as far as like in the passing game, but I like him as far as I think he can be one of those bell cow running backs where you can give him 20 carries and he gets stronger as it goes. I think he's one of those type of guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my second guy who I mentioned, who Tuck had mentioned, I love Devon A-Chain. A-Chain. I love him. Dog, he may not be big, but if you're keeping a Tony Pollard and you keep Malik Davis, because if you look at Malik Davis, he has some nice size as a back. He's not a long wing guy. He's a north-south runner. So you got a guy that can get you a lot of carries as well. But when you see A-Chain, that dude is explosive. That's what we need. If you're talking about that West Coast offense, we need explosive, man. And if you already got a Tony Pollard, then why are you bringing Tony Pollard? Tell me why you're bringing Tony Pollard back. Because he's explosive. Because when you get the ball in his hands, he makes big plays. Why wouldn't you add a dude like this and he can help you in that passing game? He runs, he kind of leans forward when he runs. That's when you know somebody's fast. When them running backs kind of lean forward when they running, they ultra fast. His feet stay moving. And he's a guy that even though you look at his size, he runs tough. If you watch that LSU game, he had 38 carries in that game for over 200 yards. So he can tough yards. So don't just pigeonhole him like he's a small back and he won't get some tough, gritty yards. I like that. And then I got one more running back that I just now kind of added a couple days ago, but I didn't add him on the list. And that is, let me pull his name up again. I'm sorry, because he played for East Carolina. Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah.
I like him because, number one, my little homie plays for him as a safety, and we went to them when they played Cincinnati. He stood out to me. I'm like, and he's small too. He's like about 5'8", about 185. So he's not going to be a guy that's going to get you tremendous carries in the NFL. But dog, if you saw that cat from Kansas City, right, Pachero, whatever his name is, this is a guy carries over 15 plus yards, 31 carries over 15 plus yards. That was good for first in all of college football. 75 missed tackles. 1,400 yards rushing this past season with 14 touchdowns. But once again, carries of 15 plus yards, 31 of them. That means he's super explosive. We need explosion in this West Coast offense. We don't need prodding. We don't need the prodding running back any longer. We need explosive. This is a type of league that you need explosive type backs. And if you're bringing back a Pollard, why not add another explosive running back with him? So when your team comes on the field, that team on defense is fearful of what you're doing. I'm going to tell you right now, when Ezekiel Elliott is in the game, teams do not fear him any longer. Okay, he doesn't scare defenses any longer. We need to be able to put fear in defenses when we get on the field on offense. That's why you need to add explosion on the team, and that's why I put those players on my list.
Yeah, good, damn good job, But my question is, if we can't depend on Zeke, how we know that with him having that knee? You know what I'm saying? All right, man. So listen, the OC not here. I'm gonna go ahead and show the OC list. He not here, but I'm gonna still kind of go through a little bit, then get off of it because he had something come up in emergency. But let me go through it.
Boss,
real
can
quick.
I ask you a question though?
No, I don't want to hear it. No, I want to hear it.
Why not?
No, go ahead.
I just want to ask one question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Even when Okoye was talking, when Law brought Okoye in, what's the first thing I noticed Okoye said about Ezekiel? Man, Ezekiel can do this and that when he ain't get hit on his knee, when he ain't get hurt. Okay, that should tell you right now that the wear and tear has wore him down. Zeke has been a warrior, but the last few seasons he keeps getting hurt. What does that tell you as a running back? That's the telltale sign that it's about done. Remember, don't try to hold on like the Eddie George. Remember when you brought Eddie George in? We thought Eddie George, oh, we got Eddie George. Man, Eddie George was done.
Yeah.
He was done. All the carries had ran him out. Y'all ran him in the ground. And that's, I'm just saying, dog, we need young, fresh, explosive legs, period.
No doubt.
I ain't hearing you, bro. Listen on you, Law. No,
Oh,
I feel
wow.
you. No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
No,
All right.
I do feel you, Big. I'm messing with you.
Unknowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
And the things that we don't know is what Tony Pollard looked like if he's handling or battling through an injury, on how he would look like with the ball in his hand. Those are the unknowns. So now we got to look into this whole entire picture. We're heading into the 2023 draft. Who do we draft? How do we draft? And where do we draft? Now, tier one, I had some tiers in this thing, and I'm quite sure that Bijan Robinson, somebody's going to scoop up him and pick him up, and he will not be available. But I think that he is one of the most complete backs in this particular draft. I know he's behind the hype machine right now, but I got to wait till the numbers come all the way through before I give my full assessment. But he can catch out of the backfield.
Yep.
He gets small and skinny through the holes, the A and the B gap. He's a decent blocker too, and they utilize him all over the field. So, hey, you talking about big legs, Big Game James. That dude got tree trunks for legs too. And that's your boy, huh, Big Game James? That's from your school, right? You know? I know you like Bijan Robinson. You can step in and talk about him anytime you want, Big Game James. You know, that would help me forget about Ezekiel, Elijah Elliott right there. What's your scouting report on Robinson right quick?
Well, you just said it. That be your Ezekiel.
Wait, y'all going way too
why we
damn
lost him, man?
far. Y'all go.
Why we lost him? Go,
y'all
Big
going
Game
too
James.
far.
Help me who?
Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all finish because I got some.
Yeah.
We gonna talk about this Bijan
I saw
Robinson
a tear.
thing.
I saw the glory tear come down, bro.
Yeah, you saw that. You saw that. You saw me do this, bro.
So, here's what I'm going to say right here. The Illuminati, baby. But here's what I'm going to say about this. If you get rid of a certain player, just make sure you have the ability to replace that said player. And
Right.
Bijan Robinson will be that guy if you're going to get rid of him. And you got to look at it in that way. And if you look at the list of the other guys that I have out there, Boss
I got
Cowboy,
you.
I think
pulling
I
it
have
up.
Sean Tucker. I have Tucker that's next on this list, and me and Big Game James and a few of you guys have the same assessment. And the thing that I love about this is we didn't talk to each other. So that make it more authentic of me looking at his tape and saying, oh, Sean Tucker is that next best running back out of this draft because of his ability to catch out of the backfield, although he don't do it that often. But man, when he captured the edge, it's daylight. It's daylight for him. It's time to get to the touchdown for him. I've seen him run between the splits. I've seen him block to it as well. So I like Sean Tucker. I like his burst and acceleration. I think that he got subtle speed. Yes, sometimes he do kind of run a little too high with his pad levels. But when he see the hole, he hit hole. One cut, jump out, and he slides more than he stop his feet. So I love that about his skill set. And he's not a guy that's not gonna fold up like a wallet or a lunch out. He embraces the contact there. So I like him. And then my third guy on that list is Jahmyr Gibbs. I like what he can bring to the table. I think that he's a complete back. Hey, if anybody want to look at any tape, look at that Arkansas tape. He put up 206 yards against those boys, and he was averaging like 11 yards per toe. And I'm telling you guys, this dude right here, Gibbs, he can do just about everything that you like out of Tony Pollard. He may not be a finesse or a good blocker, but when you look at his tape, you can see that he can squeeze, he can catch the ball off the edge, and he can take it to the distance. And he's a guy that's still developing too, by the way. He's 5'11", right at that height. 200 pounds, right at that size. He's a good size, and he got great visions, and he can turn nothing into something. And that's what I like about what Gibbs bring to the table. And come on, y'all. Let me hear y'all say it as watch. Roll Tide.
Let me go saying that. I definitely ain't saying that.
I see you like Sean Tucker over there, Law.
That was fly though, Law. That was fly. I got to give you that. That was you fit that in there perfect. All right, here we go. Tier 3.
Guy, Sean Tucker,
Zach, my guy, man. He's another guy. He's big. He's strong. Yeah. You like him, don't you? Now the thing I'm talking about is Ward. I don't like the way he hold the ball. I definitely don't like where he give too much target area that you can hit him. You know, he gonna have to get that worked out because there's gonna be some head choppers up, man, up here on the NFL level. So he's gonna have to lower those pad levels too, and he's gonna have to better protect the ball. But Zach, he's another guy. One can argue that you can substitute him and put him in front of Tucker and Gibbs, but Zach is one of those guys that I like what he brings to the table. His finishing on his runs is dope, and he got that subtle burst. Who do y'all think he's more of remind y'all of? Is it like an Adrian Foster or someone? Who he remind y'all of?
Which Zach are we talking about?
Zach Charbonnet.
Zach Evans.
I like it. I say that because of his vision.
Charbonnet.
Oh shit!
Charbonnet.
I got him up there.
Marion Barber.
I got him up there with Bijan Robinson, and yes, I said it.
Ooh, wait! I don't want you to tell your list then, but yeah. I like that. Look how big and swole
he is. Swole, dog.
Law got a tight with them running backs. I can tell.
He like the power guys. Yeah, he like the power guys.
Yeah. But look how high he too. I don't like that though. I don't like that. That's a hit or miss. That's a hit or miss, man. If you run like that on the NFL level, look how tall he runs up there. Yeah. But when he get to the edge, man, it's over with. Man, he
look like Marion, bro. He look just like the Barbarian. Watch how he do the little foot thing.
Yeah. Look. Ooh, you got some good tape on
Barbarian.
Man, I got. I'm gonna send it to you, Law. I got you.
Yeah. And it bursts, man. He squeezed through there. He's not afraid, and then he goes down. He goes down with a fight. I do like that about him, and he got the good size or what have you. Hey, the other Zach Evans, he's a finisher. He's a finisher. The other one, the Zach Evans. Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this. Can I ask y'all a question? Do y'all want a bell cow running back, or do y'all want, if y'all had the choice of the first running back you could take in the draft, would it be more of a speed type guy or like a bell cow? Because I think the cat from UCLA, I think he's a bell cow type running back.
I want bell cow.
Is that what y'all want?
I do.
I want speed.
I want speed.
I want speed.
We got speed with Pollard. What y'all doing?
I want a 3.
Why? 3-headed muscle. What's up with Malik Davis?
Malik Davis ain't like Pollard.
He ain't that. He's your north-south runner. He's your tough runner.
What's up with the Eagles plan? If you look at the Eagles, Miles Sanders, the guy from Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott, they ran all over the teams in the National Football League. None of those guys, all those guys pretty much run the exact same way. They mirror each other.
No,
so that's why I look at
Gibbs. Scott is not the same. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Scott is more,
they're not the same.
Scott is similar to the guy that you just said, A-Chain, a little bit.
Yeah, he is, but they're all.
I think
Sanders is explosive type back.
Yeah.
They all got that quick burst, but none of them considered a bell cow, right? And even Jalen Hurts, he's one of those other explosive backs.
But that's what we're just saying, though. You don't need a bell cow running back anymore.
You don't.
Hey, Love.
You do, man. Every now and then you do big.
Look at the Phillies, they just won without one.
Y'all want a bunch of Tony Pollards.
Bro, you just
had a 7th round running back get in there with explosive. That was not a bell cow that ran all over that Eagles defense. Ran all over him.
What do you mean by bell cow then?
He got Clyde Edwards-Helaire up out of there in Kansas City.
Right.
Sure,
all right, so
we ain't see him no
what's
more.
What's the modern day bell cow?
I mean,
we know the old school bell
You're looking,
cow.
everybody's looking like 15 to 20. Everybody's mixing it.
Yeah.
Everybody right now is mixing these running backs. They're getting 2 running backs and they're attacking you with them. Look at what Cleveland did. That was a great model what Cleveland was doing. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, you got Malik Davis. He's your north-south guy. He's the guy don't have the long speed. He's the guy that can run in between the tackles. That's why you got him. He's your guy that can do that. Keep on letting him get some seasoning and get explosive. If you bring Pollard back, get another explosive back that can catch out the backfield, that can catch, add in the receiving game, and then you got a guy that can get you tough yards like a Malik Davis. We saw
Let me make you this big game, Jay.
Hold on. Now let me finish. Because he just said DMV. And DMV just told you in that Titans game when Pollard was out, you had Malik Davis and you had Ezekiel Elliott. Malik Davis looked a lot better than Ezekiel Elliott did in that game.
Right. And here's the thing you got to consider with Pollard, too. 1, he's coming off the injury. 2, he's franchise tag. So you guys take into consideration what is the mindset with a player playing on the tag. They ain't going to be out there giving 100% on a franchise tag. But also 3, like, what is the Cowboys' plan moving forward with Tony Pollard? Like, could it be a Dalton Schultz where they tag him and then move on? So that's why I'm looking for more explosive players to kind of get
exactly
in.
What he's going to be.
Well, let me ask y'all this then right here. Josh Jacobs, Henry, Chubbs, Jonathan Taylor. If you remove money off the table and you had a chance to pick those boys up, which one would you pick and why? Because they are your prototypical bell cow running backs. And who in this draft is equivalent to those boys? Those are two-part questions.
Who's the running back?
As of
Josh
today,
Jacobs or who else?
which one of them
As of today, Henry, Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Chubb.
Josh Jacobs.
I would say Jacobs because he offers the dual threat.
Yep.
And I think he'll be fresher than those guys.
Jacobs
He's
is a little
fresher
bit
than them,
explosive too.
And you see the Raiders about to move on from him, but it's hard to say goodbye in Dallas.
Who's out of this draft? Who's out of
Good
this
point,
draft?
Tug. Good point. But could it?
It's so hard.
No, that's that's a good point. I give you that point. I give you. Let me see.
We want to hold on to the very last minute, squeeze all the juice out of him, and then when there ain't no juice, we won't know.
And you know if he's out there, he gonna get about 10 to 15 carries, or whether you just take them 10 and add on the pressure.
Everybody over here said they taking Chubb and the cocaine crackhead heartbeat right now over here on my side.
Chubb over Jacobs?
Well, yeah, over on your side too. They're all Zeke biased too, Law.
Wait.
But even with that though, even with Chubb still had another back come in like we talking about, right?
Thank you.
He still had another back.
True. So you want Thunder and you want Thunder and Lightning, right? So in this draft,
you got Malik Davis.
You got okay.
Okay, Lord, you was about to say
you keep on saying Ezekiel Elliott like he. Bro, let me say hold up, Law.
We're not going back to that fight. We already won that fight.
I'm just saying. We won. I'm just saying though, boss. Here's the thing though. If Pollard goes down and you got Ezekiel Elliott, do you think our offense is going to be good with Ezekiel Elliott starting for like 5-6 games?
Well, it depends on that.
Yes or no?
It depends on the knee. Everything ain't yes or no. It depends on his knee, and that's where you
week
was
1
right.
through 8, yes.
Week
1 through 8, yes.
But that's where you was right though, Big. To where the last 2 years he had some bad luck on that knee, and it would be foolish to assume that that's gonna stop. When it's starting to look like it could be a pattern. Could it stop? Sure. But has it stopped? No. You know what I mean? So
and that's the same situation like Tyron Smith, right? Tyron Smith is a decent tackle if healthy, but you can't bank on it. So it's like
freak accident or not, we seen back-to-back years with Tony Pollard too, injured. Plantar fasciitis in the foot, and then also now he got we don't know who Tony Pollard's gonna look like now coming off of that injury.
Right, you could be
Matt, I like your list. I like your list, Matt. Hey, but Law had it, cause I don't know why y'all be trying to bully Law, man. Law wasn't even finished. Law was just on tier 2. He wasn't even on tier 3.
No, it's the question.
See, y'all try to question. Law, man, I got your back on this one, dog. You know what I'm saying? They trying to.
I
do
like
you
Law's
bad,
list.
No, his list is fire. His list is fire.
I like Law's list. I just don't like him wanting to keep Ezekiel Elliott.
This list is nice. This list is nice. Zach Evans, Devon, and what I like to your point though, and I think Law said this. It's the fact that a lot of us got the same people on this list and we don't talk before the show.
Right.
We don't.
You know what I'm saying? So that means our eyes are aligning. Hey, that's why we go
back to the list right quick.
Here's the thing, Law. Look at your list and look at all them options available. You know what I'm saying? You can bust around.
Right.
You ain't getting none of them messing with Zeke.
This is a sweet list. This is a sweet list. But let me ask you this though, Tuck, since you're talking right there, what order do you have this list at right now? What order would you have this list?
Ooh, God,
I would have Bijan in tier 1. I would move Gibbs up over Tucker. I would move Zach Charbonnet down. I would move A-Chain up, and I would keep Tucker probably tier 2. Keandre be tier 2, and that's where I had it right there.
So normally, like the tier 3 guys, they're gonna be the 4th round, 5th round, or late 3rd, right?
See, honestly, I think that tier 2 cluster you're talking about probably won't go until day 2 unless something crazy happens. You know what I'm saying? So you could be sitting there and on day 2 and have that cluster. I hate that picture. I had
my bad. Take it down. Hold on. I got you, bro.
There you go. That's the Tuck we know right there. That's the Tuck we know. Tuck was in the professional.
You got trolls out there, man. They be trying to get trolls out there, man.
That was I hate that
picture. But yeah,
that's real.
That is real.
Tuck said, "Take that picture down.
Take that. Take that.
Yeah, he about to be memeing me.
I'm like, damn. You have to cuss me out, dog.
But yeah, I'm saying like that tier 2 probably won't fall until day 2. So you'll see like Devon, you'll see probably Gibbs to be the first one off the board early 2nd round. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a lot of day 2s in that 2nd tier cluster that you can go ahead and grab. Now, if you want to wait till after that pick, what's our 2nd pick? 52 or something like that? Then you're getting more into that, 56. Then you're getting rid of that tier 3. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Honestly,
I'm getting ready to get messy. Now.
Okay, Queen.
I'm kind of feeling you, Queen. I'm feeling you a little bit, Queen.
Come on.
Queen. I'm gonna
suck. That don't even sound. That don't even sound.
No,
right.
it does. It sounds like wee woo to me, dog.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
I'm smelling some wee woo. Hey. I'm smelling some wee woo.
Texas
it's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
I'm not believing
it. You can get a good running back in the 4th round. That's what I'm trying to say.
You're right. So, that's they did with Tony Pollard, right?
And I ain't necessarily talking about where you got him ranked. Law, this is not directed at you.
No, you good. You good.
I'm just keeping it real. And let me tell you where I'm having problems, y'all. Y'all see if y'all can talk me out of this. All right.
You gonna be by yourself now, though.
I'm just cool with that. You already know I'm cool with that. I stand alone all the time. I'm cool with that. But check this out. This is the thing. When I see him and people like, he top 10, guaranteed. I'm like, bro, this dude tape is not better than Taylor. No, it's not. It is not better than Taylor. No. So I know he good, but top 10 good? I don't see it.
Oh yeah, ain't nobody said nothing like that.
Okay,
but not
no top
so
10.
So let me echo off this. I said it on Twitter today, right?
Okay.
I said my biggest concern with Bijan is that damn team in the NFC East, the Eagles, using that free pick and getting that weapon, moving on from Scott and also from Miles Sanders. Like if they were to add Bijan Robinson along with Jalen Hurts in that offense, it's gonna get spooky. You know what I'm saying? And that's a free pick that they got from the Saints. So I think he'd probably be top 15. Someone's gonna go from top 15. Yeah, I think so. I think
so. See, this is why I hate draft season. Can I be honest? I hate draft season. I really do. I hate draft season because they be having.
I agree with you, boss.
Let me tell you why I hate draft season.
This tape ain't better
because
than
last year, when me, you, and Law Big was talking about Breece Hall, people was laughing at us,
bro.
Him
in the first round, yeah.
Right, they was acting like he wasn't even a first round dude, and we was like, dog, he run a 4.39. You know what I'm saying? Like he checked everything,
and he was big, 6'1",
and he was big,
and he was a big back.
And they looked at him, and you know what they said? They did this to him, didn't they, Big?
Yep.
They laughed at us.
So now they got Bijan.
Remember, boss? Look, boss. Remember when we did our mock drafts? We mocked him in one of our drafts. We mocked him in the first round on one of our drafts. Taking him. No. We mocked taking him.
Yeah,
and guess what
he traded back. We traded back to get him.
Remember that? We traded back to get him.
So did.
And guess what? He went over to the Jets and went crazy.
He would have been a rookie of the year.
He was turning all the way up.
He would have been a rookie of the year. And see, that's why I hate draft season, because you can't look at Bijan and see Breece Hall or Taylor.
Nah,
you don't see it.
I can agree with that.
You feel me on that?
I can agree with that.
Deal?
Yep.
And this is my biggest problem, right? I keep hearing people, and I saw it in a couple of chats where they keep calling them generational.
Hell no.
I'm seeing
hell no.
Draft just as good. I've seen backs before that better. Right?
Yeah.
Y'all just like the fat body on the Cowboys staff or somebody like that said I'd take him at 26 and y'all running with it.
Exactly.
Hell
DMV.
no,
Exactly, DMV.
He's a regular
talking
round
the truth,
year
DMV.
What round was Dameon Pierce drafted in?
I think he was second. I think, right?
Landlord, what's up, man? We got a landlord in the building. What's up, big
landlord?
Homie? OG. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Law.
I was saying, what round was Dameon Pierce drafted in? The guy from Texas.
Remember.
Yeah. See.
What's the one cat
crazy
that
running back there. He ran like a 4.5 or something.
Yeah.
Washington, Pittsburgh, Detroit, Tampa. Maybe not 15. He going top 20. I'll say that right now.
Oh, Pierce was a round 4 pick. Round 4.
Ooh. See, and look how value he was. So that's why I say, man, running backs, this is gonna be things that we're gonna talk about all day, man, because you just don't know, man. It just depends on the system you go to, the philosophy,
that's true.
and on top of it, it's so many unknowns, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I be all the way honest?
Hold on.
Zeke tape was better than Bijan's.
Yes.
And we ain't call him generational.
Hell yeah.
Right. We ain't call him generational.
Yeah.
But Bijan, I might be the only one in the world that's gonna say this, but I see that boy tipping too. I see some tipping going on. That boy be very slow to pick them holes. I ain't finna kiss up to this dude, man. I don't care. You know what? This dude.
He play running back like he running the cone drills.
I swear I see the same thing. I swear I see the same thing. Y'all be taking his time through the holes.
He good though.
He good. He a freak. But I'm just kind of smelling some.
Make y'all know who's saying this stuff, and don't put me on this tag. Boss Cowboy and Dion DMD.
I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it. I'm standing
I
on
the
it.
tier 1 until combine, man.
I'm smelling fake news and Bijan.
It's all fake
He's a
news.
first rounder.
It's phony
I'm just
stuff.
saying people are hyping.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm smelling. You know what I really see in him? Second round, third round. I swear. That's what. If you compare him to other classes, to this class, he the best.
Okay.
Or he up there. He's up there. You know what I'm saying? But see, I cannot not compare you to other classes. I've watched too many drafts. I'm sorry. I cannot. I can't get it out my head.
Is this tape better than Kenneth Walker? That's a long time.
I would say yeah. But that's the thing. He could do that for a lot of positions, right? Because we did it last week for the wide receivers. Like, there's a lot of wide receivers that would be 4th rounds in this year's class if you tossed them in last year's class as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Let me ask you this.
That's a good recovery. That's a good recovery.
Nobody calling none of them receivers generational. Nobody calling these receivers generational.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Man, I love this conversation, man.
I think he's like, if you missed out on Bijan Robinson, right? The Cowboys wanted to go first round pick. They want to go running back.
My bad. I forgot.
The Cowboys
I'm just
want to go
producing.
running back.
My
right?
bad.
And you missed out on Bijan Robinson, but then you got Gibbs. We are not upset as Cowboys fans. You know what I'm saying? We feel like we won. You know what I'm saying? So like,
right.
I think that Bijan, though I have him as the number 1 running back, is not by a landslide. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's all in a league of his own. Everyone else is, bottom tier. I just think that he is the number 1 running back that's going to come off the board. If that makes sense. So
yeah, that makes sense, and I can see that.
Yeah.
It's lining up that way. It's really lining up that way. I just hate the draft. I'm just being honest. I swear I hate the draft. I hate because it's always somebody that get hyped all the way to heaven itself. Right. And it doesn't match history. And I like logic, and it's not logical to me. All right, let's go back to your list though, and then because this is fun. And y'all let me know how y'all liking this draft show. Because listen, none of us talk about our list before we break it out. That's what make it real. So when we agree, it's real. When we fight, it's real. You know what I mean? So it's nothing fake about this. Like, we are all giving our honest assessment. But good job on this too, Law. Y'all clap it up for the homie Law. This is a damn good list. Clap it up.
Organized.
Yeah, damn good list. Damn good. Nothing but the boss. I'm gonna try to say it like you, Law. I'm gonna try to say it like nothing but the boss. Did I say like Law? Y'all? Did I?
No. You did. Not at all.
Remember. You gotta
Not at all.
remember.
Remember. Did I say like remember? Some people got the voice, some people don't. All right, listen. Law did some extra. Y'all thought he was done.
He ain't done yet.
Hell no, he ain't even done, bro. Law over here. He trying to get extra credit or something.
Got 42 running backs that want to keep Zeke, man.
That's true. That's true.
I got a whole list and still want to keep.
No, but Law went hard. Law went hard. Look, he said Tony Pollard, but without the tag. He's saying basically you better give him a contract, don't tag him. Talk about that, Law.
Yes, indeed. When you look at the franchise tag, there's $10 million that you can't spread out throughout the big hit. And I look at it like this. Don't look at Tony Pollard as only as a running back, but look at him as a weapon. Michael Lombardi said that on one of the podcasts, and it brought to my attention that you can utilize Tony Pollard as that slot guy in running back, in that all-purpose weapon. He's the guy that you can also put in punt returns and kickoff returns too. Let's not forget about that. So I look at Tony Pollard as a unique thing for this West Coast offense, because you think of the older guys back in the systems of like Roger Craig, or what Marshall Faulk did before too. So I'm looking at Tony Pollard finally being utilized. And we didn't get a chance to see the full potentials of Tony Pollard. Now, my whole conversational piece is with Ezekiel Elliott. If the Cowboys, I think that they will see what they are trying to save as far as his contract and his money. And if he take that big pay cut, they're going to roll out Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard once again, and you can still go into this draft with the 4th with a 5th round and still get you a serviceable guy like a Spears. You add Spears into this system, remarkable. Or even if you go a little earlier, I think that Gibbs, based upon that tier, Gibbs may even fall in the late 2nd or early 3rd round. You know, who knows? You get those guys, you still figure out a way to insert those guys in with the system that we have, and you still roll out the package with Malik Davis. I think that can still happen.
That lag is horrible.
So you're going to keep 4 running backs?
No. Well, what I'm saying is that, you know, think about this. Rico Didal, he was explosive and wonderful for us, but we never got a chance to see him. Why? Because of injuries. And that's how Malik Davis got a chance
because
to
Ezekiel Elliott was on the team. That's why we never got to see him, because they keep Ezekiel Elliott on the team. You're mentioning players that we won't see because they're keeping Ezekiel Elliott on the field. If you're saying roll Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott back, we're not going to see. If you draft another running back later and you kept a Malik Davis, where you going to see the other running back? He's not even going to get no work. They're going to stay with you think Jerry Jones is going to bring back Ezekiel Elliott and not play him?
Right. That was the whole philosophy of me having a conversation. I'm thinking through the eyes of the Jones family. Think about this. We drafted a defensive edge guy in the 2nd round, and he had only a spoonful of reps all year, and his name was Sam Williams. He to me personally, my eyes see that he was better than Dorrance Armstrong. He had more momentum at some games than even DeMarcus Lawrence and Dante Fowler, but he was sitting on the bench. So I'm looking through the eyes of the Cowboys front office. They love to draft guys, but they also love to sit them on the bench. And look, Jalen Tolbert, he didn't even get a chance. Go ahead, talk to me.
They love to hold on too.
They love to hold on. So I'm only speaking through the eyes of Jerry Wayne.
I got you.
You see, that's the best way I can frame this up. You know, look, we still don't know who Jabril Cox is, right? We seen Kelvin Joseph. He was drafted in the 2nd round. I know we're talking about running backs, but we still don't know who Kelvin Joseph is. Right. So I look at it from those lenses. I know we fall in love with players, but a third of that comes from the front office. I think that what Ezekiel Elliott brings to the table, you can still use him as a short yardage back. You can still use him in the red zone, money zone. But between those other yardages, we need to figure out, can Tony Pollard tote that rock, and can he still play coming off of an injury?
We don't find out until too late, and that was the biggest frustration with Tony Pollard. We didn't utilize Tony Pollard until last year finally. Then he had his first Pro Bowl season. Now he's a free agent. So you want to see what you have in players early and give them the opportunity, but we never do that because we have these older players always kind of stuck in their growth. We should have been using Tony Pollard.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz the same thing. Yeah, you know what Dalton Schultz market value is now? $15.1 million. Don't you know where that place him at? That place him above Dallas Goedert, place him above Mark Andrews, and that place him pretty much breaking the tight end situation. That would put him more money as an APY than Travis Kelce. We got to look at it that way. Right. He ain't getting that, but he shouldn't even got that chance and opportunity last season.
You're right.
He should have been rolling out Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot.
You're right. Yeah. So if you're saying that, then Logan, why can't we roll out rookies if you're just saying that just with the tight ends?
Right.
Well, it's been across the board because it's the same conversational piece for even Michael Gallup and Jalen Tolbert. Think about this. Michael Gallup, all the years that he's been here, he's been the 3rd option, right? So he got paid $60 million coming off of an ACL tear, and we're expecting for him to be not just the 3rd option. We moved him all the way down to the 2nd option, right? And the same could be said with Jalen Tolbert. We drafted him in the 3rd round, and he got beat out by an undrafted rookie. You know what I'm saying? By Dennis Houston, week 1. And then by the time he was ready to play in the Green Bay game, he was lined up on the Green Bay side. You know.
Can you answer me something though, Law?
Talk to me, bro.
Something though, Law? Is it easier for a running back to come in and be successful, or a receiver to come in and be successful in the NFL?
It's easier for a running back to be successful.
No, it depends. If you come in as the number 2, it's easier on that number 2. If you come in as the number 1, it's gonna be hell on you.
Oh, kudos to that.
But still, haven't we seen running backs
have success?
Come in
I
the
would
league
definitely say yes.
More success earlier than the receiver. Receiver's harder to come in and be successful than a running back, right?
Generally, yes.
Technically, yes, but the Dallas Cowboys historically been snake bitten with that. Julius Jones is one of the guys that I can recall, right?
But he was a dog. He just was injury prone.
Yeah, he was a dog, but he came in. And see, that's what I don't want. I don't want us to go get an unknown commodity, and then it's week 16 or 17, and now we playing the taps.
We got low working.
Julius Jones came in hair on fire, though. Julius Jones came in hair on fire.
Yeah, and then he broke his leg, and then it was kumbaya.
Yeah, so it wasn't an adjustment thing for him. It was just more of him getting wore down, but he came right in. And we like, God, yo, who is this?
We were geeked up when Julius Jones came in until he broke his shoulder in that Kansas City game. He was turning up, he was going crazy. He broke his shoulder, he broke his collarbone, and he was out because he got hit right there, and that was one of his problems. But when Julius Jones came into DFV's point, we was geeked when we saw Julius Jones, because you remember that Seattle game when he turned up and went crazy, and we were like, oh yeah, we got a
that Chicago game on Thanksgiving too. It was Thanksgiving, right?
Yep, and DFV. What was we excited about though? That explosiveness. Was that what we was excited about?
And that little wiggle, that little wiggle he had too. Yeah,
and the same thing with Fields too. We like explosiveness, man.
Everything. Same thing with Zeke. But the thing is with Zeke, you know, they crucified that man. It'd probably be over with but they crucified that man. Roger Goodell, I blame Roger Goodell and Kellen Moore for the downfall of Ezekiel Elijah Elliott.
I agree. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you on that.
All right, Law, we gonna bring you back to your list. That was a good history lesson. Y'all did good on that. That was.
I think we back in live action.
Yeah, you live, bro. I don't know what happened. It just needed to. I don't know what. Hey, celebrate, man. Y'all clap it up, man. We back. Clap it up. We back. We up to speed. We up to speed. Murphy took a break. Murphy Law took a break. All right, Bob Murphy. All right, let's go back. All right, so and then
Dwayne and things, man.
So we already fought about this and won.
What the question marks mean, Law? What the question marks?
Because he was basically saying we was gonna fight about it. No, he told me. That's the one thing he told me before the show. He said, "Hey man, I'm pretty sure we gonna fight about Zeke." I said, "Hey man, just chuck it out there. We gonna see what happens." And sure enough, it was a fight.
Sure. Man, I don't know.
I don't want Zeke to run up on him. That's all.
Man. No, I ain't worried about Zeke. Look, Mama Zeke. That's the shoot. Yeah. She pinked me last time we was at Oxnard. Hey, Law. Hey, Mama Zeke. You know.
Zeke, Mama low-key.
Mama Zeke, man. You know. But I would say this about. I'll say this about everything. Ezekiel Elliott is a guy that had two running back coaches, and I think that he was better with Gary Brown. I think that the other part of it is that, and may he rest in peace, I think that Skip Pete, he was another yes man because he folded a little bit and he didn't know how to utilize the other guys. If you're going to use all running backs, use all running backs. I would say this, y'all, I'm not foolish to the fact that Zeke, he did lose a step, but I am perplexed a little bit that you didn't use Malik Davis a little bit more. So the Cowboys should have used all of their weapons. We the only team that goes into a fight and leave the gun on the table and say, "Hey, I got this knife," and not yet, it's a butter knife. Use all of your weapons, man.
And we're going to talk about how in Green Bay, Mike McCarthy wasn't a hand the ball off guy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody brought in Schottenheimer. So is his functionality of this offensive philosophy going to be to run the ball and ground and pound, or is he going to want to have more extended handoffs with the, within the West Coast offense, doing like more sweeps, more screen plays versus your traditional, lineup and I formation, ground and pound game. So that's another thing. I don't know what the philosophy is going to be, even though they did bring in Schottenheimer.
Well, he had Belly Lacy, man. He had Eddie Lacy, Belly Lacy, man, running the ball all over us and stuff like that.
Right.
And Ty Montgomery, he had a wide receiver looking like Dez out there in the backfield running the ball. So I think that when it's time for him to get in his bag, he will do that. So I know that it won't be as bland and vanilla as Kellen Moore, and at least somebody will have an identity. That's what Coach Marr been talking about. We need to establish the identity, even though this may still be a pass-heavy team, but doggy, can we start off with the run and stick to it and open up for the pass?
All right, it's my time to get to my list.
My bad,
Go ahead, D. No, go ahead, bro.
Belly Lacy.
Okay, I was gonna
Belly
say,
Lacy. That was dope.
Yeah, and to add on the Belly Lacy, man, I don't know if y'all remember this dude. He used to kill us, but remember they had that Coon at fullback?
Yeah.
Green Bay would go Coon.
Coon.
Like,
Yeah.
So I think it really just depends on the personnel, and I think that he's probably going to find a way to, adjust based on what we have. And I think the draft is going to be something that's going to be, something that kind of sparks everything.
Yeah, and don't sleep on. Was Ryan Grant there too for a spell? He looked pretty sharp for those boys.
I think he was.
I believe you. Yeah. Ryan Grant was there. Yeah,
damn,
he sure was. He went off. Yeah.
And
Ryan Grant, almanac.
And Ryan Grant kind of has that
damn, that boy Law a book.
Yeah, so that Zach Charbonnet build, that's kind of what Ryan Grant was.
Yeah, sure right. He had that Charbonnet type of build.
Yeah.
Man, y'all boys impressing me. All right, I'm gonna get to my list before somebody else speak up and take another 30 minutes. All right, here we go. My time. My Boss Cowboy early wish list. Bijan 2 stars. Zach 3 stars. Cause I'm actually low key. I'm low key. I'm low key thinking Zach gonna be the best running back when it's all said and done. I'm thinking Zach is gonna be that dude. Y'all listen to me. I know he run high. All right. Okay.
Whoa, man. With DeMarco Murray ran high, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
Ryan Grant, all of those boys.
All right. Let me keep going. All right. Here we go. All right. I got Gibbs up there, but Gibbs, I'm gonna start moving down on them because see, the first time I watched these guys, I watched them run. Now I'm watching them block, and I'm talking about real bad trash. I'm talking
you gonna
about
hate Tucker.
Oh hell no!
Zach too. Zach blocking.
Yeah, you ain't lying about Tucker. He can't block.
Yeah, bro.
Scoot him off to the edge. Run him to the flat. Chip flat.
I also gave Kenny McIntosh. Now I need to double check and make sure that he actually in the draft. Muhammad. I'm not hearing nobody talk about my boy Muhammad.
I got way down tier 5. Yeah, go ahead.
You got him in tier 5, dog? Well, I have him drafted late, but I still got him with 3 stars. Okay. So I do have him like as a mid-round guy, but I feel like he's one of the better value guys. Okay.
Day 2 or day 3?
Day 3. I see day 3.
Okay.
I see day 3. But I see super value. Like, a guy kind of like Gibson, right? So Gibson came out of Memphis, but had great speed, great production, low hype. You know what I mean? That's how, to me, Muhammad is. You know what I mean? When you turn on his tape, I see the physicality. I see bursts. I don't see speed. I see bursts. You know what I mean? He burst through those holes, and that's one of my guys too. All right, so y'all make sure y'all look him up if y'all ain't looked him up. I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking about the people that's watching the show. All right, check this out. My top sleeper running back is Deneric Price out of Tulsa. Deneric Price is my top sleeper because he's one of the few running backs that I'm actually seeing do everything, right? I see him block well. I see him have a breakaway speed. I have friends that are also from Tulsa that gave me a lot of background on him. His production, if you look him up, it's not going to look as much, but he was actually suspended over grades. And it wasn't being like not smart. It was basically allegedly cheating, right? So he missed some games over that, but he still, when you add up his production, was crazy. All right. So to me, that's another, if y'all using the draft simulator and you need a late guy that's gonna make your draft get an A+, Deneric Price. Make sure y'all look him up. He's one of my
let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
The stars that you have, the more stars mean the worse they are or the better they are?
The stars mean, the 3 stars mean to the Boss Cowboy guy that I see them as almost ideal fits for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay, for the Cowboys. Okay.
Yeah, for the Cowboys. I see him as 3-star fits, or based on the value of where they could be drafted. So if Deneric Price was a second round or first round, I probably wouldn't give him 2 stars. But because he likely gonna be a day 3 guy, like what Tuck talked about, I'm giving him 3 stars if he's a day 3 guy. I think he's a super value if you get him day 3. That's just me. All right, and so I also have Sean Tucker, right? So that's the beautiful thing. A lot of us put Sean Tucker on our list, and none of us talked about this. Sean Tucker, that means Sean is something to Sean. And when I broke down Sean, I saw great burst. You know what I mean? It was almost like, why nobody talking about him? But obviously, when you look at this show, we talking about him. You know what I mean? I also got Chase Brown in there as a 2-star.
Chase.
Yeah. Then I got, and I'm just going through my 2-star guys, you know, as of right now. So basically, that's my early wish list. And then when I look at the free agents, and then we go kind of sum this up, the we like our guys strategy. So trying to work it out with Zeke, even though I don't think it's going to happen. But I would want them to try. Tony Pollard makes the most sense, and like Tuck said, if you got to go with one, I'm going with Tony, right? The bastard free agent strategy. Kareem Hunt, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, those are some of those guys, man. As we kind of break this down, so that was basically the draft show today. All right. So my question is, we gonna sum this up, but before we sum this up, I first want to talk about what we gonna talk about next. Who we got next?
Gotta go
stand on weapons.
I'm cool with staying on weapons.
We're going.
We can stay offense. We can go defense.
I think corner.
Corner. All right, let's do corner. Next week we doing corner. Ooh. Now, this is what we asking. This is what we asking everybody to do. Participate.
Or DN.
Participate.
I like DN.
We get. Oh, you want to do DN, Big?
Yeah, what y'all want to do? Corner DN,
but I like DN too because we need DNs.
Somebody said interior DTs.
I'm about to say I think we need more DTs.
I want
free agent DTs. No, we need to go free agency and DTs. I'm tired of getting these dudes, these developmental dudes in the 5th and 6th round that they always do, and take 100 years for them to develop, and then we get rid of them. No,
unless it's that Baylor kid, big game.
If you get that Baylor kid, you don't like that Baylor kid. Listen, I'm tired of waiting on these young big boys in the middle,
you
man.
Want that Baylor boy?
I like the Baylor boy. I'm with you, Law. I stand with you.
Yeah.
I like Deron Payne. I like Deron Payne. That's who I like. I like Deron Payne.
He's a beast.
Yeah, man. He give me Vita Vale vibes. I get Vita Vale vibes out of him.
Twitter. DMV. I put him on my Twitter, but aren't you tired of waiting on rookies?
Yeah. I am.
Yeah, but the thing is,
tired of waiting on rookies in the middle?
Yeah.
I'm with you, but we getting 5th and 6th rounders. If we talk, like for us, we've been saying, bro, if the value fits in round 1, get the guy. They don't believe in that strategy.
DMV, I feel what you're saying on that. He may be the guy, but we don't know. We know about Deron Payne. We know what he's gonna do to our defense. We know what that's gonna happen. You looking at that.
That's why you gotta get rid of Zeke. That's why you gotta get rid of Zeke for that money, because you gotta be able to.
Right.
Look, if you're gonna get rid of Zeke, you don't get rid of Tyron Smith too. You get rid of Tyron Smith.
Yeah. Yep.
If I gotta get Deron Payne,
Yep. Sure am.
Now, who's your swing tackle? You better roll out with you. Do you trust Josh Ball or do you trust Tyron Smith?
Right tackle.
Got Matt Waletzko.
Swing tackle.
You got Matt. You
gotta
trust these guys, right?
Matt Waletzko over Tyron Smith.
We ain't talking about it yet, but there's some tackles in this draft.
I mean, how many games he played right now? How many games did Matt Waletzko play?
Yeah,
more than
that was his first year. I mean,
the geriatric and it's the same guy who didn't want T.Y. Hilton last week because he said it was too old. All this, now he wants geriatric Cowboys.
Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all leave me alone, man. Tyron Smith is younger than T.Y. Hilton.
Tyron Smith is 32 years old.
All right, we gotta pick
T.Y. Hilton
some.
is 33.
We gotta pick some. We gotta pick some. What we picking?
We'll go corners.
We going corners. Now the chat was saying they wanted to see DTs in free agency.
Okay. Thank you.
But hold on.
No, I'm talking. They want us to
You said
discuss
DMs,
it.
though.
They want us to discuss it.
Are we going cornerback? Are we doing defensive back cornerbacks or safeties? Which one are we doing? Are we doing defensive back?
Strictly corners.
In general?
Corners. Strictly corners.
Just strictly corners.
Yeah,
No
so we can
slot guys,
focus on corners. So we're going to look at the free agents and we're going to look at the drafts.
Can I just ask all the fellas this before we do our final words?
Yeah.
Do y'all feel me, though, getting a defensive tackle in free agency rather than drafting, even if it's a high? Don't y'all feel me on that?
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Once you explained it, yeah. Once you explained it,
I agree with that. Mostly, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you right. I'm tired of waiting on them to develop. Yep, makes sense, Big. I'm with you, dog. You already know I'm with you on that, dog. You already know. Come on now. You know, all right.
It ain't gonna be no Deron Payne though. I'll tell you that.
I know.
And I know
he don't even want Deron Payne. I low-key don't even want
Mike
that.
is talking about it. Hey, Mike is talking about it. Hey, I don't care. You know what? We just got to keep throwing in the air, Tuck. I know.
This is what it's gonna be, y'all. The Dallas Cowboys bringing in Benito Jones from. Then they're gonna force me to thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Show.
Exactly.
I can't look at Benito Jones. That video gonna do 60,000 views.
Exactly. You're right. You ain't lying, Law.
Who the hell is Benito Jones?
It's free agent pickup. Go look him up. Go look up Benito Jones.
Yeah, Benito out of Alabama. I remember, if I remember right, yeah, Benito Jones out of Alabama, if I remember that right. Hey, but
pull him up.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and kick off the final words. Matter of fact, Law, we might need you to kick it off, bro, because in case that lag come by, we usually finish with you, but let's go. Let's start with you, so it don't lag.
Yeah, man. So I just want everybody to understand that this is still an unfinished product. Anybody that we look at, we still got to understand that there will be a development time frame, and on top of that, how they will fit in within the confines of this system. I like what Schottenheimer will bring because I look at the years, the successful years, not the bad ones, and especially if you don't have to go back that far and look at what he did with Russ. Let him cook Russ. I think that Russ had his best season throughout that time frame, and they was able to run with Chris Carson. So whoever we get, I truly believe the running back will be better than Christopher Carson. So we're going to be better than what we were last year. It's going to be less thinking. We're going to find a way to utilize Michael Gallup to his strengths. We're not going to have him doing stop routes. We're not going to have him option routing. We're going to have him only running goals and those slants. And that's what my dog Michael Gallup can do better at. That's that. And on top of that, CeeDee Lamb, he is that dog. Everybody know. And he's going to improve. My only thing is, he's going to play so well that everybody's going to be banging on the table saying they better pay that man. So that's how I look at it. This team is going to be better than what we were last year. And I know 12-5 is the floor. One playoff win is the floor. We should be better than what we exhibited and exuded because Mike McCarthy back is against the wall. And the last time the Green Bay Packers won a Super Bowl is when he was calling the plays. Let it be the same way for the Cowboys. Let him call the plays. Let him cook. Let him cook.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
Chuck, we coming your way, big dog.
Yeah, so good show today, fellas, man. I definitely appreciate this content. Hope y'all enjoyed it out there, everybody watching, man. So I feel like no matter what we decide at the running back position, like Coach Mara said, the most important thing the Dallas Cowboys need to do is find the identity and stick to that identity. What is going to be our North Star? So when everything's kind of gets shaky, what can we rely on? And I feel like adding Schottenheimer to this offense, he's going to be essentially the run designing coach, right? He's going to be focused on the run game and get things heavily involved. Now, personally, I think we should possibly move on from Ezekiel Elliott, but if not, I feel like Zeke can still add value to this team. But as we mentioned, there's a lot of prospects in this draft, a lot of good opportunity to get some value picks, especially on day 2 and day 3. So I'm excited about this draft class. this is probably one of the deepest draft classes, not the sexiest, but it's probably one of the deepest draft classes since like 2000. What was the Christian McCaffrey year? Is that like 17, something like that, with him and Kamara and Cook? Yeah, so
Allen.
Cook, yes.
Yeah.
So it's one of those draft classes. So it's a lot of opportunity, but I feel like the Dallas Cowboys really need to find their identity. But like Law said, we're not too far away. You know, we just got to build on what we had last year, and I think we're going to do that and get back to rocking Cowboys Nation.
What's going on? I guess it's my turn.
Final word, big dog. Final word.
Now, I want to take this final word to, express my appreciation for Zeke Elliott. You know what I mean? I said a lot of things on the show about changing of the guard, and that doesn't mean that I forgot everything that Zeke has done for this team. There were times we didn't have anything else but him. There were times where, we just rode on the back of Zeke. Feed Zeke. And he played hurt. He's played hurt for the last 2 years. And I've known that. And the thing about the running back position is, as you get older, it gets a lot harder, And with that being said, the game is the game. And at the running back position, it's a young man's game. And with the way that we mismanaged Zeke in the past, that's what leads fans to believe that he's not worth what he is. But he's been a dog for us for a very, very long time. And time, for me, when I first saw the last game, I got emotional because I'm like, damn, we wasted his career.
Damn.
But, and that last
I felt like we wasted his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
wow.
I felt like
that's real.
I felt like we're gonna watch him win a Super Bowl with somebody else. Because I still think that he has some tread on the tires. I still think that role is valuable. But like somebody said earlier, ego is going to be a big thing when it comes to that, where you're going to offer him something low. Yep. It's not worth him staying. Right. He might go somewhere else that has a better chance at winning, where his load is a lot less and he has a lot more in the tank. So I just wanted to use this final word to say thank you, Ezekiel Elliott. No matter if you stay or if you go, we appreciate you here.
Man, and then obviously Big O finish it. What I want to say as a final word is, wow, when it come down to the homies DMV and Tuck. Like, it took a while, I would say, for Law, Big Game James, and the OC for us together on this final word to really get chemistry. But you guys walked in day one together and it was instant chemistry. It was instant. It was crazy. I like that. It must be an environment that y'all felt comfortable, because y'all wasn't afraid to challenge. Y'all didn't act like, y'all wasn't tripping. I loved it. Y'all killed it. So I love the new additions to the final word, and it's sick. I didn't expect it to go this good. I'm gonna be honest. I expected us to fumble somewhere. It was no fumbles except the lag. That's the only thing that fumbled. But my final word is, man, I appreciate you guys, and then special shout out to Jay Tuck. Not singling out Jay Tuck for nothing. He earned it. He added a lot of film, y'all, to this show. So it's not just, we're not just talking, we showing. But remember, everything y'all seeing, somebody had to put the work behind this. You know what I mean? So he came up with 4 major prospects that he could show y'all. And every week we committed to at least 2. But Tuck did 4. You know what I mean? So a shout out to you, Tuck. We appreciate you. I think that took the show to a whole nother level. Just you doing the hard work for the nation, and thank you, DMV. Obviously, Big and Law, man, I got major love for you boys. That's my final word.
No doubt.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you sound good.
Because I know my thing been messing up all show. But my final word is this. First of all, I appreciate, once again, we're giving all the accolades, but they're all real accolades. They're all well-deserving. I appreciate DMV. I appreciate Tuck. I love when we debate like this. We can go back and forth. We can all show our different opinions and our views. get all into it and then be laughing with it afterwards. I love that. I love this about our show. I love this about you guys being added on as far as this draft thing. So I really appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all's knowledge. And it's just dope that when we, even though Boss said that even though we're not talking to each other during the week, we still have the same kind of mindset about, the game and what we're trying to find and see. And that's just a beautiful thing. But on the last thing, I made a video about Ezekiel Elliott. And that video, the first 10 minutes was nothing but praise to Ezekiel Elliott, nothing but praise. So I'm not a person that hates Ezekiel Elliott but I just feel like, you know what? Everybody has this time.
Yeah.
Everybody has this time. And I feel like this is the time now when you're moving into a new era with a Mike McCarthy, you have a new coordinator. I feel like now we need to get even more explosive. I heard CeeDee Lamb say we need more weapons. We need more explosion. And I feel like this is the draft, just like Tuck said, this is a deep running back draft. You don't have that in college anymore. They don't talk about running backs like that, and you rarely see a lot of good running backs coming out like this. So now is the opportunity when you have it not to let it slip by, because we don't know if the next year's class is going to be like this. So get some guys now. Stop being scary, jump out there and throw them guys out there, and let's make some moves and let's get explosive out there, in my opinion. And that's my final word. Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big game, James.
Game changer.
Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
All right, that was the Final Word Draft Show. We covered receiver week 1, running back week 2. We got corner coming up in week 3. Do your homework.
Yeah, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
And if it was up to me, little old me to make a pick, it would probably go a little something like this. And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb. Oh.
Yeah, and y'all make sure.
I will move down.
The smart thing would be to move down.
Make sure y'all stay with us because we are building up to one of the dopest draft shows ever. All right, so y'all stay with us. Don't go. Trust me, it's gonna be dope.
I said it loud and clear. This is a place to move down.
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now.
So the Cowboys just selected Jake Ferguson with pick 129. Hey, I'm good. I love the pick. I love the player. I know that a lot of people will say this is probably a reason. This is about where I had Jake Ferguson. Really solid player from Wisconsin. He can do all of it. He can block. He can run routes. He can actually make people miss in the open field.
Have a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you.
Yoga, fire. Yoga, lane.
Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home.